14 fights, 10 knockouts, 2 submissions, and only 2 fights made it to the scorecards. That's UFC Fight Night in Belgrade, the most finishes ever seen on a single card. So let's just talk about the 3 fights that I've watched, and because I was jumping around Ankit Baipuria and Oves Yakub fights. So yeah, I've seen UFC's last 3 UFC fights, main event, co-main event, and the Rakic and Yan fight. Let's just start with the main event, Madik versus Rodriguez. Euros Madik had not been home in almost a decade. Waited tables, sold old cars. Going into the fight, Madik was 4 wins in his last 5. 3 of those were first round finishes. Rodriguez on the other side was 3-2 in his last 5. 2 losses back to back before he found his form again. 10 years later, the UFC come to Madik's country for the first time ever, and they hand him the main event. Let's start with the main event. As the fight starts, Rodriguez opened with a leg kick that stumbles Madik for a second. Crowd goes silent. Madik was quick to get up, and he came very fast and sharp. Immediately threw a left hook and a right hand, and it landed on Rodriguez, and he was immediately down. And Madik jumped on him, and while he was jumping on him, he threw a soccer kick on Rodriguez's body, and then obviously he jumped on Rodriguez and ground and pound, and immediately ref has to come and stop the fight. 30 seconds all it took Euros to finish Rodriguez, and on the mic he called out 2 fighters. The first one is Carlos Prates and the second one is Leon Edwards, and he was more angry on Leon Edwards. Let's see what happens. Let's see how UFC decide to go with that one. Euros Madik will be in top 10 come Monday. So yeah, that's the whole story of the main event. Let's talk about the co-main event, Yan versus Sterling. Yan is 43, former light heavyweight champion, the first man to ever beat Israel Adesanya. But look at his last 5 fights, 2 draws, 2 losses, and 1 win. Across the cage, his opponent Navajo Sterling, who has not lost in the UFC as far as I know, and he's 10-0 coming into this fight and 5-0 in the UFC. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And obviously Yan took this fight on a 2-week short notice, and taking a fight against an undefeated fighter who has 0 losses. Yan. Fight starts, Yan was looking good at the start, and he was moving forward, trying to find his jab and his left hook, the polish power, and he find a moment and tagged Sterling, and Sterling was down. Sterling stumbled, but somehow he managed and gathered himself and able to clinch and try to get a hold of Yan, able to survive those moments when he can be, might not feeling good or feeling hurt. By then Sterling was recovered, and then Sterling out of the clinch. Sterling answered him with a 1-2 and hurt Yan. This time Yan was down. Sterling immediately jumped on him, ground and pound, brutal elbows, even one that land through this and give a cut here, and then referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And Yan was bloodied, and I was not feeling good about the Yan thing. But again, really great comeback by Sterling, and 11-0 now. The power of Sterling. Fight ended in 2.5 minutes. So that's that, and that's the co-main event right there. So six straight wins for the Sterling, and 11-0 as a professional fighter. Called out Khalil, I guess, if I remember. So even Israel said it, that Sterling belongs in top 5, or he should at least fight top 5 next. That's what I think, and that could lead it to title shot. Let's talk about the third fight, and eventually the first fight I saw on this card was Rakic versus Tybura. For Rakic, he's debuting at the heavyweight. For Tybura, he's veteran, and he's in top 15 from last 10 years if I remember. So before coming into this fight, Rakic has 4 losses and 1 win in light heavyweight division, and then he decided to come up at heavyweight. For me, Tybura was not looking in shape, and he has his own 3 losses back to back. According to me, both the fighters were fighting for the jobs for their next contract. As fight starts, all 3 rounds were controlled by Rakic. In a sense, he was rangy, he was finding his shots, and here and there Tybura was anyways behind. He was trying to, he was never first, he was to me he looks always behind, and Rakic took the 30-27 victory, and that's what happened on this fight. After taking the win, Rakic says he will happy to stay at the heavyweight again, which is good. If he wants to stay, he wants to say there might be a good fights lined up for him. 3 completely different stories: a homecoming, 10 years in the making, a comeback in the co-main event, and that's why Belgrade made history. Can you pick your favorite knockout from this event? Drop me in the comments. This is Fightnama. I'll see you in the next one.